Good morning, everyone. Today's topic for our Thews talk is how machine learning and artificial intelligence is helping business in today's world. This Thews talk meeting is exclusively for Thews members, and others can see the recorded session on YouTube. If you are not a Thews member, then what are you waiting for? Join and get chance to attend live session talks and ask your doubts from the experts. And talking about experts, I'm going to welcome Mr. Aishwarya Ashish, Senior Data Analyst in Adobe USA. Good morning, sir. Let me give a brief introduction about him before he speaks. He is a data scientist with over a decade of hands-on experience with artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques focused on time series analysis and forecasting methods. With more than 35 professional computer society involvement and more than 30 research publications as patents, research papers, book chapters, invited talks at top international conferences amongst other venues, he has substantial research and development experience from problem proposal and definition, research, design, implementation to successful large-scale application. His field of expertise is in machine learning and artificial intelligence, and his commercial patented innovation are being used around the world. He is passionate about making a difference, being a billionaire by helping and impacting a billion lives for good around the world. Over to you, sir.
Hey, thanks for introduction. It's really kind of you. And let me share my screen and let's start with the talk. So yeah, as you all know, like we are here to talk about like what is machine learning, like how it is helping different like organizations, and how can we leverage like different things. How can we leverage like machine learning and artificial intelligence like in our day-to-day lives, and like what's all the fuss about. And yeah, like please like feel free to interrupt me in between, like to ask any questions or like whatever things we have. Like I want to keep it as like a interactive session so that like we get to share knowledge with each other, and like we also like get a chance to like help each other like out by different techniques and like how things are moving around in the world. So yeah, like just moving forward, like let's first start with like what is machine learning and AI. So it's basically like a very like known thing, like all the world is using it, like but have you ever thought like what is machine learning, like what is artificial intelligence? Like it's basically like computed equations, like mathematical terms that we can call it, like which can be used to like leverage this different kind of intelligence. Like if you play like a TikTok game on your computer, it was like if the computer is playing from its end, like that's probably like AI, like that's functioning like behind it. If you're like using your mobile phone and like you get a notification, so it's mostly based on like some small machine learning or AI algorithm that's functioning. It's basically like just gathering all our data together and like computing different like permutations and combinations of things that can go around, and just trying to make a sense out of it. It can be used like in marketing, like for prediction of diseases, like for business forecasting, like for financial advice. It can be like used for personalization. I can say like that's one of the biggest thing that it is being used for. Also like customer support, I would say, like sentiment analysis. So like if some of the your customers are not doing well, like why are they not doing well? Also for like segmenting customer based on like different journeys and things like that. So let's drill a bit more into like how are customers benefiting. So possibly for this topic I would start with like there are many like analytics techniques and like machine learning and AI algorithms that are being used in like across all like Fortune 500 companies across the world. And we would basically say that like in images you can detect different things, like for data you can detect different like patterns, spikes or dips like coming in your KPIs. Also like you can do like a predictive analytics. Major thing that I would say is like fraud detection that's being used in like credit cards. So suppose like you're doing transaction every day, and like immediately like if the bank or the financial like institute like sees that you're having like bigger transactions, then obviously that's a flag that like something is not going well. So that's like just one small example of how it can be used there. Also for like supply chain management, like everything that we do, like buying products from Amazon, Flipkart, like everything is based on supply chain. Also, like whatever groceries like you pick up, like whatever vegetables, like fruits you buy from the stores, are based on like supply chain management, and like what are the demands in a particular area, like how many things should be stocked up in a like store. So everything is kind of based on like how our customers benefiting, like how the machine learning and AI are using it. And like the biggest opportunity I would say is like voice and speech recognition, which has like come up more recently with like development of like chat gpt. Although like the base model, like the BERT models, like it's like a very known model that has been around like for some time, and people were using it, but it wasn't so much popular. And like chat gpt has given it like all the benefits and all the like recognition it like needed. So like any questions at this point, or
Sir, I have a question. Can you
yeah.
provide some example of how businesses are using AI and ML to automate process? Like you gave example of banks, like they can track if someone is not doing more payments in recent years, and now suddenly a huge amount of payment is being done. So can you please elaborate how they can keep check, because there are million of users.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, that's like a very good question, and I would like elaborate it by saying that. So, suppose like you are a person and you are like just paying your like bills every month, and like suppose you buy like $10 or like $15 of worth of things like each day. But suddenly if like your transactions increase, so suppose like on the 20th of this month, like suppose you are doing like a $2000 of transaction, like that's a red flag, because you are not a customer of that segment according to them. Like you are basically being segmented in a different class of users. And if like they like the bank financial institutions, like they see such kind of like patterns, so it's called a time series in which like each day you can see like different values of like data being generated. So like that series can be like 10, 10, 10, 15, and then suddenly it can go up to 2000. So that would like generate a flag using like a machine learning algorithm. It's called like anomaly detection. And it can detect like basically anomalies in like your data. And like if like hundreds of customers are facing such kind of things, then all those 100 customers would be flagged like to the institution that we don't think like this is going in a better manner, and something is wrong here. So that's how like banks and like financial institutions are using that. And also like as you said about automation, so I would say like it's all automated, because like the machine learning algorithm gives the details for like these customers might be like the one which are like having such kind of problem, and then like some other algorithm like takes it from there and just defines things accordingly. And then like
Yes,
you
sir.
receive like a marketing email or something, and like again like you receive like customer support and experiences like that.
Sir, do you think we just discussed that it is helping in banking and all? Do you think these are also helping in health industries as well? Because we are hearing that most of the computers are being made to help in healthcare system.
Yeah, definitely. And like I had a research done for like CMC Velo. So it was basically about predicting diseases. So like whenever a patient goes to like a doctor, you have like a set of different things that you share with the doctor, that these are my reports, and like these are the various values of reports. So suppose like for any diabetics patient, if like the blood pressure is high, like if your body temperature like varies in a certain range, like if your sugar is high, like if like including all those things, like algorithms can predict that things are not going well, like very well for this kind of like a patient. So basically like that algorithm used to define like success for predicting diseases, and we can be like more proactive in like treating for that and like taking care of like ourselves beforehand, like even before knowing that we have that disease. So suppose like you are just tracking like all the various like vitamins and minerals in your body, and suddenly like the algorithm sees that some things are changing and it's not going in the right direction, then like the algorithm used to alert you, about things that, yeah, like we need to do something about this, or you need to go see a doctor because it mostly like shows that like you are going to get some certain kind of disease. And so that was like a very good example of like how people are like managing themselves, and like it's very proactively helping in the healthcare industries. Also for certain surgeries and stuff, like we need to measure like certain things in millimeters of dimensions, and we need to be very precise. So certain like AI and ML algorithms, like based on image detection, like they just see various parts of your like brain or tumor, and they help us in like removing it. So it's all like automated, and like we don't need much of like manual work there, and it really benefits like doctors, surgeons, and like people like that. So it's basically you can say like a predictive, prescriptive, and descriptive. So predictive is something that tells you beforehand that certain things are like not going wrong, we should take some actions. Descriptive is like it will show you the path, that these paths can be followed to have those actions around, and like the patient can do the treatment themselves using like these things. Like they can start having maybe like orange juice, like if vitamin C is going down. So prescriptive is like defining certain treatment paths that the patients can follow, and then it all like aligns together. So like machine learning can help like before, during, and like after disease, like after anything happens as well. So yeah, like the world is like really seeing certain like benefits of like machine learning and AI.
So, speaking about predictions, like we are data science students, so we know how the algorithms work. But most of the people who don't know anything about algorithm, for them it is just like whenever you Google any symptom, it results to cancer. So, do you think we must be able to make people understand in 3, 5 years or in 10 years that it is improving day by day, or they will have this misconception?
Yeah, surely. So, like, there are two aspects to it, I would say. Like, misinformation and also like incomplete information is not good. So that's why like being on a more like proactive side, like the algorithms or certain like things always like tends to like towards cancer. But yeah, that is not always the case. So you should definitely like we should as a like data practitioners, like we should make our end users understand more about like how the algorithms are working. And like if we don't provide like complete set of information, then like the prediction might not be such right, and things might not be in the right direction, like the results would be anonymous, I would say. And so yeah, it's really like important to understand like how we are trying to like devote ourselves to ethical AI and making people understand how like the AI is working. That's the like very fundamental thing of it, I would say. And also moving forward, like if we like we should not just search for something on Google. Like this also we should try to explain to like the end users that like if we are using like a set of algorithms, we should go through the whole process, like input each and every symptom that we are facing, and then we'll be able, like the algorithm will be able to better like identify and like give us back the results, rather than like giving it incomplete information and just like yeah being very nervous about it. So yeah, that's one thing like we'll be working through like in the 3 4 years like down the lane. And most probably like people will be like much more educated about how these things work. And like yeah, for a like very basic end user, like AI would be able to explain itself. So that's like a different domain, which is called like explainable AI, and that's all about like how the algorithms are like giving you the output results, explaining the whole process to like any end user. And I think like yeah, that's the way to go forward. Like Google also has a team currently defining like ethical AI and explainable AI, and they are trying to make the users more understandable about how things work, and like how things can go wrong, how things can go right, and things like that. Yeah.
So, moving on from healthcare and prediction, I would like to ask that as we know that in today's world, the most crucial thing is marketing. Everything depends on marketing, like how it is marketed depends where will the company go, its downfall and its raising. So, how is AI going to help in marketing, personalized marketing?
So yeah, personalized marketing, like it's a very good like customer from your end, like a question from your end, and I would say basically like customer segmentation is one thing that AI can benefit, and like it always like gives you an edge if you know that these group of customers, like I would place my bets on like 4 5 points, and first would be like segmentation of customer. It always like aligns you that these group of customers are supposed like not so much like well defined customers, or they are like intent towards like some other product, so let's not recommend them like certain different products. Another thing is like predictive analytics, as like we discussed earlier, and personalizing content and like recommendation engines. So like suppose if you are watching like Netflix or like Amazon Prime videos, then we see like certain set of movies like coming in our like bucket of shows to watch. And that's also another thing, like that's just a better marketing thing, that like suppose if you are interested in more Hindi movies, then like you would be seeing like more Bollywood movie recommendations, versus like if you are interested in more like Hollywood movies, then you'll be like given more Hollywood side like things. So that's also a part of like how marketing like folks think about you. Third point I would say is like sentiment analysis, as we discussed earlier as well. So sentiment analysis basically helps you, like if you're launching a product, so how's the sentiment going? Like are the customers or like the end users happy, or are they not so much happy? Like what complaints do they have? How can we like improve those things? How can we elaborate like our stuff so that like people are more happy with the products? That's one thing. Then A/B testing and is another thing, that you constantly like recommend different things to different people and then see the results back. If the like results are really positive, if the recommendations go well, then you see like more benefits to the consumers and you follow that path. Or if it's not so well, then you just track back your steps and like have a different path, like path B, and start like doing your experiments on that path, so that if the customers are benefiting more or not. One other thing is I would say like dynamic pricing. So pricing like different things based on the geo or the location or the country of the product, and like what are customers like willing to spend for certain things. That's the other thing, that if like ML and AI can help us in better defining about certain like product prices, then those things are really like helping in businesses and like better recommendation of certain things to like all the users.
Thank you, sir. I think we shall move ahead with the slides.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for all the questions. Like those were really good. So yeah, moving ahead, like does AI give us like real benefits? So I would say like AI will give you like real benefit in terms of three things. I would say efficiency, automation, and like decision making. And like as I said, like efficiency can be in any terms, like human. I would say human resource management. So for HR services, like ML and AI are doing a great job, like for talent management, for like candidate screening, and like also like skill assessment, like AI and ML are like the way to go. Also I would say like customer relationship management. So that's one other part of like how efficient you are working. So if something goes wrong, then you are able to reach back to the customer and like make proper things happen to them so that they are happy again. Also like even today's world, like for automated trading and stuff like that, like even AI and like ML are being used. So that's another thing that like organizations can rely upon. Automation, like with respect to all the engineering jobs that each company runs like every day, AI and ML are helping like a great ton of things. Like you can automate like different things. You can automate different parts of your job. Like you can like clean your data. You can just check on your data. You can validate data. You can improvise on things. Like you can do A/B testing, and like you can automate everything based on like AI ML. Even for some things, like you don't need full set of like suite of AI ML algorithms, and you can just like run certain particular like rule based or certain things that can help with like the automation stuff. Decision making is like another thing that like organizations use. Like they track down different things, like how are their products performing, like how are they doing good with respect to like recommending certain products to a customer, or with like the pricing stuff. And also like about manufacturing automation. So suppose like you're manufacturing a car, then like Tesla is a great example of how everything is being managed by AI and ML. Their factories are set up in a way that all the like parts are assembled by like different robot arms, and like if something goes wrong, then the robot arm like decides to inform like a human intervention, and someone from the like actual labor human job like comes up and like defines and makes those improvement. And if not, then the car will go through the whole manufacturing process, and like you will have like a brand new car in like 8 hours. So that's the power like that we can see for like AI ML algorithms. And also we can observe for very different like kinds of like industries, as we talked upon. For supply chain management, like decision making is a big thing, because optimizing your business all depends on like how are you selling things, and like what things are being sold in different area, like how are you managing your inventory. It's like say like traveling salesman problem, that's what we call in the computer science world. And it defines like what's the lowest cost to go from like point A to point B. And suppose you need to stop at like 3 points. So taking example of like Amazon Prime delivery, like how are they able to deliver things like within a day or like 2 days. It's all just because like they have a great supply chain management, and they are like able to store the right goods at the right time in the right location. And then like as soon as you order, like it all starts with like the automated decision making, and like slowly the step moves forward and forward. And like the person who picks up your item, like he like or she has like the best paths already broken down, that you need to go to point A, B, C, and D. And based on the time of the day, based on like how much distance they are traveling, like the thing will be delivered to you like in the shortest span. Also, like if your item like that you ordered is of a higher value, then most probably like it would be delivered first, and then like each other decision would be taken. So it's all like very related to like the traveling salesman problem, as we talked about, that is being used like in computer science world. And it's like a very challenging problem, that you need to define like two paths, and then you need to have the shortest distance between them. And there are like hundreds of different ways to go from party to party. So how would you do that? That's all that's based on. So yeah, like these are three things in which like AI and ML can give us like real edge with respect to how we run our organization, like how we operate as a company, how we operate as a business, and like what we are trying to achieve. And based on like whatever field you are trying to create a business in, it can always help in like different kind of like automation and stuff like that.
So,
So yeah, sure.
actually, I have a question in mind. So, what are some of the challenges that businesses face when implementing AI and ML, and how can they overcome them? Because, like you gave example of Tesla. Tesla from beginning focused on implementing AI and ML in their organization to manufacture the cars. But like if we take the example in India, Maruti. So it has a vast range of cars, but their setup plants, they are so huge that it is very difficult for them to replace human manpower to AI. So can you please explain how can they implement?
Yeah, surely that's like a very like good question to ask. Like nowadays, because all the plants and like things are going like with the automated like machine learning and AI way. So yeah, like Tesla always had a vision to go with like data driven decision making. That's the term like that we use. So like it had an approach that all the parts and all the things like those are all based on like different data. So suppose you are using like a 5 mm nut on like some other part of the vehicle, then that data is stored in a database. And from the very beginning, like Tesla always focused on like storing everything like in a centralized manner, so that we can really like guide through the decision making from like data. And like it all like the all plant was set up like using different parts of like what parts of the car are being like assembled here, and like how are we going to like make things right if something goes wrong. So it's like I would say the first beginning part of it is data. Like everything like machine learning and AI is based on data, and if you have like the right set of data, clean data, like nothing is missing, then that's the like real quality data will really help you in efficiently like deploying any machine learning or AI algorithm out to the real world. So like for any organization, like if we talk about Maruti, like they'll have to start understanding about how they are trying to build like a newer plant or like improve their services, and how are they moving forward with it. And without like thinking in that direction, like just using like human labor, it can't be done. So they'll have to like make big changes now because they're already established. But if they would have thought like from the very beginning about like data efficiency and like making everything based on like data management, and like having some certain like small algorithms in place at least in the beginning, then they would be really like be benefited. But at this point of time, like if they start like a new factory or something, they can definitely start like thinking in that direction. But it's not so much like efficient to like convert like their whole manufacturing process into like data driven decision making like immediately. Obviously with time they can improve on certain steps and like follow certain paths, and like eventually they can improve things.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. So going forward, like, can ML AI like help with marketing? Like you already had like a great question on this, and yeah, again I would like to say like the basic thing like about marketing is like understanding your customers. So segmenting customers is the first step in which like AI and ML can really help in like understanding your customers better. So suppose like you are just a broadband customer and you have like internet at your house. So if you're not looking for high speed internet, you are just looking for like lower speed internet. Then suppose like you get offers for like 2 Gbps like broadband speed, and that's not something you're looking for. You are just a single individual. You are not doing like any IT work from home, and you just need it for like casual like watching videos and stuff on your mobile phone or like your computer. Then obviously you don't need like a 2 Gbps internet connection. You just need like maybe like 50 Mbps would be like probably enough for you. So that's what is like understanding your customers. Like if we understand our customers better, that this particular individual like just requires less like data users every month, or like do they need like unlimited data cap, or like do they need like certain restricted data cap, or are they even willing to like pay more than a particular value. So suppose you target or you recommend a customer that we are giving you like 2 Gbps internet for 5,000 like rupees a month, then obviously like that customer won't be so much interested in your like marketing campaign, because like that's not something they are looking for. Like their users is low, they need like a limited bandwidth internet, they need a like limited bandwidth cap for their whole month of data users. So they are not looking for unlimited plans, like they are looking for a very customized plan just for them. And if you like recommend them with the right plan at the right time, then they'll definitely accept like your promotion or offer. And suppose like you are recommending them with just like 50 mbps, like there's a like data cap of like 10 GB per month, and like we you just need to pay like 100 rupees or like 200 rupees, like whatever the optimum cost is. Then certainly like the person like sitting right next seeing your marketing campaign, they'll be excited about your offer and they'll accept your offer. So this is how like AI and ML can help, because without understanding your customers and the customer base, like you're not able to define anything for them. And that's really something that we don't want to do, like because marketing is something in which like we invest money, like we waste our time, and we like just hope that it lands on the right customer. And if you have like a background knowledge of how things are operating, what's needed for your consumer, then that becomes like really really interesting. Also like automation can help in this, because AI and ML can streamline the outputs of the algorithm and send the results back to your customers, like using emails, using like just certain notification, like using social media a campaign. So that's also one other important part, that we can implement like these algorithms end to end, so we don't need to do anything from our side, and everything can be taken care of like as we move forward. Any questions like on this?
No, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So moving forward, like we can see, like are these methods like are these generic for all industries, or like how it operates? So basically, like we can see all kinds of industry like healthcare, finance, and manufacturing, like using AI and ML algorithms. It's not generic for all industries. Like each industry has their own needs, and like each algorithm also has like various different outputs. So like for healthcare, like diagnostics and like treatment, those are two important things that are like necessary there. And also like drug discovery, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, that using drug discovery, like many AI and ML algorithms are helping us. So what basically it does is like it mutates your DNA, and you can like just experiment on a particular DNA using any AI or ML method, using like 1000, 10,000 iterations. So you can see like if we give this person this drug, then what's happening. So you're not doing that to a real person, you are just using an algorithm to run it across your data, and you are getting back the results. Yeah, that helps you like discover better drugs for different diseases, and it really empowers you with like all the right set of like data points and touch points. Also like telemedicine is another thing in which like AI and ML are helping, and also like remote monitoring. So suppose for any like old age person, if like we are just trying to like have someone care on their health, if we also like have a ML or AI algorithm, and if they are also like just wearing kind of like a Apple Watch, like all the information from the body, like how's the blood pressure, like how's the temperature, like all those things would be communicated back to the IoT, like Internet of Things. And using like any app, like those things can be given back to the doctors, and like remote monitoring can be done. So like the person doesn't need to go to the like any hospital or thing on their own. They can just like doctors can monitor it like using an app and like completely remotely. So that's another benefit of using like these algorithms. And also like precision medicine. So as we talked about like in surgery and things like that, like it really helps if you have like a backed up ML or AI algorithm, and it enables you like a deeper understanding of what the problem is, like where to facilitate change, or like how to like operate a particular tumor. And like moving forward with finance industry, so risk assessment and management, we already had a discussion about like how fraud detection can be done using anomaly detection technique. Also like algorithmic trading. So certain like companies like JP Morgan Chase or Wells Fargo, like these are one of the biggest banks in the world, and they are using like automated like trading techniques. They are giving their customers like an edge, that you can use our algorithms and like rely or just trading money on us, and like our algorithms will go forward and help you with like certain like recommendation of certain stocks or things like that, as the like the market is going around. And also like robo advisory is one other thing. So robo advisory is like a robotic advisory arm that like enables you with like all the information you need for any kind of like treatment, or like any kind of like financial like issue or decision making. Suppose like you are trying to take out a loan, and like you have this much like income every month or something like that, and you apply for loan, then your loan application may get accepted or rejected in the pre-screen method. And pre-screening really helps like the lenders to understand more about your background, and should they like approve your loan or not, and like if like approving your loan, they will get the money back or not. So these are very like small things, but can help like a long way. For manufacturing, like there are many things like supply chain optimization, that like optimizing the whole supply chain, how the products get delivered, how the products are stocked. Also like quality control is one other thing, that if something is not going right, and like we can always do like a quality check. So suppose we are like seeing like we are trying to detect like each fruit, so all the fruits and vegetables are like checked by algorithms here, because like we measure the like dimensions of the fruit. Suppose you're trying to see like for an apple, then if you're trying to uh, like if you're just a local vendor, and if you're trying to sell like 5 apples, then that's all right. You can just check the apples and see that these are really good, so we don't need like any automation algorithm there. But if you are selling like thousands of apples each day, then really you don't have time to go and check like each apple, that is it right or is it rotten. But using like anomaly detection, you can see like what's the weight for each apple. Like the weight would be very different if the apples are rotten, and also like what's the overall size and dimension of each apple. Like those would also be very different, and like it would be like just a click of a button and you will be able to say that, yeah, like out of these thousand, like these eight apples are not good, so we should not sell them to the customers. And yeah, like it can really help you out there. So it's like everything like is very specific to its use case, and we have like all the different like responsibilities and all the different like algorithms that are made for those purposes, and you just need to understand the right set of algorithms that can be implemented. So yeah, any like questions or thoughts here?
Sir, I have a thought that, as we discussed, that the AI industry is going to boom, because in every field we can implement AI and we can implement robots. But how is it going to affect the labor? Like the labor working in different industries, is it going to replace them completely, or is it going to, we can say, 80-90% of jobs? How is it going to affect that?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's a very right question to ask at the right time, because like everyone is like asking about these. So like I would say like AI and like ML algorithms are not there to replace like human by any means. Like they are just there to help you, because like if we remember back like in the 1977-78 time, like there was a thing called as like programmer. So it was just like a C++ like program that used to help you in coding and stuff, and people were all like scared about that that's going to replace all the like computer programmers, all the coders, and it did not happen. So what happened is like you just go above these basic steps, and it gives you like more time to think about like real challenges of the world. So for anyone like starting with anything, like they don't have to do something like really basic. So as like if like people are using like Python language for coding, so Python language has been like developed by a lot, and like all libraries and like everything is available already as a suite of like things. So you can just leverage that. You can focus on the bigger challenges rather than focusing on like smaller parts, and it gives you like ample amount of time to like deal with real challenges. Like there's no way it can replace us, because AI ML are just there to guide. Even like for Tesla cars, like just taking an example, like they are full self-driven, but sometimes like in real world scenarios, like it does require your input, because like if the car starts driving and like if it sees something like very non-observant, like because these algorithms are based on training data, and like anything can always come which is not like the car has not seen earlier in the training data. So if it sees something like that, it will give like try to give control back to the like driver sitting on the seat. So like yeah, like it nothing is there to replace us, and like the job market would be completely fine. Like it's just there to increase automation of routine jobs and also like the very basic jobs, so that we can like just concentrate on complex problems, and like we can have like a lifelong learning.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, great question. So like going with like ethical AI and just responsible AI. So data handling is the key. If we can't handle it, then like no thanks to AI. So I would say that data management, like having proper channels to like supply the data, like having proper like machine learning pipelines and everything built up is the key for any organization to start using like AI or ML algorithms. It really becomes difficult if you have like a ample of data and you are not able to handle it correctly, because everything goes out in vain. And also like it becomes like your responsibility, like sensitivity to different like data sets, and like not disclosing like personal information to other people. So everything is your responsibility, like storing data as encrypted means, like not storing it directly. Like those are certain things that can be practiced like every day. Data privacy is also the thing that we can always like look upon, that if we are storing data in like certain data sets or like data lakes or data hubs, like is it protected enough that like some other individuals or organizations can't handle it. And if you're trying to share data like of your customers with someone else, then always like have the right agreement to it. And like we should not like overuse or like abuse data, because like it's the key to good things, But yeah, like let's not like abuse it, because this is something that can really help us with like moving forward. Like, so let's not try to like overuse or abuse it. And like it can have like a very large impact if we do so. And like we'll not be able to implement like correct ML and AI algorithms, and nothing will be of use if like we are not able to do like a proper data management. So yeah, like, and just like if I suggest like certain steps, then auditing the data, like validating it at certain steps of time, also assessing like the results of AI, seeing that the results of AI is like biased or not, like that's another thing. So talking about bias, uh, bias is something that like we can have in the training set. So all the AI and ML algorithms are based on training set. And if we just have the training set as like of a particular group of people or particular individuals, then it will always be like biased towards that kind of individual. So random sampling is one step that we can use. Like that's like taking data from different parts of the data set, like having a large data set of different geos, different like types of like people, different types of data like rows, and just taking like random samples out of it, so that we don't bias the data in any means. And if we bias the data, then like the AI would also give like biased results, and we don't want to have that. So one example of it would be that if suppose we give a data set in which all the like loan people are there who have taken loan and they have all not paid back to the company. So if the AI gets trained on such kind of data set, then always the result would be like if someone goes, like if it is trained on that data set, if someone goes with an application and they decide to give it to the AI will always say that this person will not get back like your money, and like it will never approve your loan. So that's really not good. Like if we really want like unbiased AI and ML algorithms, then we should focus on like having like set of people, like maybe 50% of the people who gave back loans, or like 70% of the people who gave back to the company, and then 30% of the people who had certain kind of like trouble or issue giving back like the mortgage payments or like loan payments every month. And then like the AI or ML will be better able to decide if it has like seen both kinds of data in the training set. So yeah, that's one thing. And also like providing like basic ethics knowledge and like AI ethics and ML knowledge to your team, so that you are aware of certain things can go wrong. Other people are also aware of that, and everyone is like aligned towards like making it a better world. Like not that like someone is like just not so very aligned to like how AI and ML algorithms operate. So yeah, these are certain things that we can always leverage. Any questions on this?
So, as we know that data is the backbone of AI, and every AI developing company tries to buy data at the initial point so that they can do some research. So, how can we make sure that the data, like we take example, if a university is selling data of students to other universities who are into higher courses, so how can we make sure that data privacy and security is maintained by AI?
Yeah, surely. That's like a great point. So one thing is like always like take proper like auditing and assessment validation of the thing. So whenever you are trying to share data with some other like institutions, then always try to validate that you are doing it the right manner, that you have the right to do it. Like whenever you took that data from the customer or the user, then like you made it clear that yeah, we can like share your data with some other institutions as well. That's the first thing that we should always take care of. The second part is like sharing the data with the right set of people, and also like having very defined boundaries of like what personal information are you using to like share with other institutions or like organization or company. So that includes like like you might share like the name or the email address, but you can't share like the whole history of like the medical diagnosis reports, because that's like really sensitive to each and every individual, and we should make sure that like we are not just like handling over the whole thing. If in case we need to do that, then like encryption is one thing, that just encrypt like all the non-needed information and share it to the right set of stakeholders. so that we don't like mix up all like the needed and the non-needed like data together, and like something can't go wrong in that case. And also like make sure that whenever, if you are handling it to some intermediate party and they are going to give it to the third party, then that intermediate party like doesn't see any information out of it. Like we should also make sure that it just goes directly to the person whom we decided it to go. Like we are not mishandling it like while on the way. And also like for missing data, like we can always like share that some data like might be missing or the data is not correct like beforehand, so like the newer companies are aware of certain things. So these are some things that we can always like take care.
So, like, can the governments also take the help of AI to protect sensitive data while harnessing the power of these techniques so that other institutions cannot take power of the data?
Yeah, surely. So like, and government is like doing certain things because like in all the governments, like even including in India, like Aadhaar and everything, like they are all made to unify all your bank accounts and every detail like in a single place. And they have like very regulated rules, like even for US, like federal laws are very like regulated. So it's not that each thing is allowed that something can be shared amongst these set of individuals or not. So there are very like restricted boundaries that are set. And like in most of the cases, like it's not allowed to share it with like any competitive sources, or like financial data like needs to be handled like very carefully. And like government is already playing a role, I would say. Like each and every government, they are playing like a very good role in like defining that where to share data, like where not to share data, like how can they protect it very well, and how can they make sure that like the end user is not getting affected. Because if the data is mishandled or like not properly handled, then it can really like go back to like very big things can happen. Like even like your personal identity theft can happen, in which some other person might prove it that they are you, and they can like go to your financial institutions, like withdraw money from your accounts. They can use your credit card. So nothing like that happens if like everything is regulated in a well manner. And like we are grateful to like all the governments that they are like also playing a key role in like handling it well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Moving ahead, uh, what skills are needed to succeed? I would say like you need to have like a very basic understanding of like how data operates. And like to do so, like it can be very like generic, as like assessing the risk of like involvement with like each data, understanding like what is data, how massive like data sets can be. Also like trying to optimize, like whenever some things are not so like running well, then just communicating it to your partners. Also I would say like no degree and things are required to really like proceed with all the ML and AI algorithms there. Building a strong foundation in like maths is really important, and statistics, because those are the key like fundamental elements in which like each of these models are based on. Like learning programming languages from the very beginning is also like another thing which is needed to succeed. Like you should have like good engineering skills, and like you should know like different languages. Developing like data manipulation skills and data just handling data in a like very good manner. Proficiency in at least like one programming languages, and also like checking like how you intake data, like how you make pipelines and how you develop like different kind of stuff there. Also like diving into like deep learning and neural networks, like it's not important at the beginning, but you should be like very well aware of like how these things work. If like you feel that's the advanced method, then just get your basics right first, I would say, and then try to like implement something really complex. Like basic and small beginnings are the key. Learn about specific areas, because like if you're just trying to focus on image computing, then like computer vision is the way to go. If you're trying to learn about like natural language processing, then NLP techniques and are the way to go. Like don't just focus on like each thing at once, like everything at once. Like reinforced learning, you can also try to understand that like in a separate like step. Also, like stay up to date with like research and like what things are going around. Like that would really help you guide through your success. And also like try to pursue if you can get like any certification or like courses done that can really help you like get some real world experiences out of it. And like if like you have individuals of these skills, then it would be really awesome to like make like someone very aware of like things how they happen. And yeah, like any questions on that?
No, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And moving forward with like what are the challenges that like all the organizations face? So one thing is like quality of data and like how data is being managed at the institution. Another thing is like getting the right talent of people and like retaining them for the long term so that like each of the things can be like taken care of in the long run. Also integrating it with the existing system. So it's not just that you have like various AI and ML techniques, like you also need to integrate those techniques to like the core of your solution. So suppose you're having like a like Gmail. So Gmail like was used to be like a very normal like text message client. Like you can open like gmail.com and it used to be just like send messages, receive messages. It's all about integration of how your model like works along with those products. So nowadays, if you start typing like emails, you see like certain prompts that yeah like hello like dash like name of the sender. So and then it suggests you like what you should try. Like it proactively suggests you based on the email that already you have received. Like it proactively suggests you about what you should reply. So those are kind of things that the model is integrated there, but you're not feeling that it's like flawless and it doesn't take time to like run at all. So that's another thing that you should always take care of. Scalability is another thing that suppose your model is running well for like 20 customers, but like maybe at later part of the time like you may need to run it for like 2 million customers. So how you're able to scale your like backend system so that like nobody faces like any challenges or nobody faces like any issues and everything runs well. That's another thing that we need to like make sure that happens. Interpretability and like explainability. We already talked about like ethics and responsible AI. Another thing is like making your AI and ML models like explain to individuals at each level. Like you're not just explaining or like trying to gain like knowledge yourself, but you're also trying to educate your stakeholders that how these algorithms are working, what concerns can be there, like how are you dealing with like different challenges, how can like the algorithms help. Then another thing is like I would say regulatory compliance. That's basically just understanding how like regulations are formed in different like geos or country areas and how you can comply with like different challenges that can happen. Managing expectation, that's the key and like the most important part, I would say. That we always know like what are the limitations of AI and ML algorithms. Like they are not perfect, they can't be used like anywhere. Like you need to know that this is the right place to use it, and like you're not using them in each and every place. So if you set the right set of expectation, things will always go right. And if the expectations are not correct and you are thinking of something else and doing something else, or you are thinking that AI ML will like come as a whole and solve all your problems, that's not going to happen. So that's another thing that we always like can be on top of it and can really help. Also, like if we are very proactive in like taking care of all these things, then there are like no challenges. If like we are right from the very beginning, if we are like having our whole business or company or organization set up in the right direction, then nothing would be like uh, a matter. Like everything would be fine. And yeah, it's just that taking care of small things like that really helps. Any like questions or thoughts or like comments, concerns here?
Sir, I have received a question from one of our fellow members.
Okay.
Like you gave example that it is very helpful if we start coding from initial days. But let us suppose a student is in his master's or graduation. So what are the skills he need and how can he perform AI? How can you learn AI?
Surely. So, like yeah, like just for like learning AI and ML, I would say like go on the internet and like search about different courses. Like you don't need to spend anything because like many free data science courses, like machine learning courses, and like everything is available on the internet. I would basically suggest you to like make your basics right, and like if you're a master's or like a graduate level student, then you should go there and try to understand like more about data, like how to handle data, like how to store data, how to manipulate data, how to handle missing data. Like take some small courses like a 101 course, like a easy one course for data management and database systems. Those would be like the first ones to go. Once you feel like better on that, then you should take like advanced data management courses, or you can take like a very basic like ML or AI course and try to understand like what are different algorithms, like how are they classified, in which like practical challenges are they used, and how can you like leverage like those algorithms not just as a theory but also like in real world. Like if you learn those algorithms, then what like benefits would you get? Like ask yourself like these questions before proceeding, and like I'm sure you'll get like lots of like answers and communication. And also like there are few courses like on websites, and you can like have like be part of like different webinars, like get a good community of people, like try to engage with like fellow members on like LinkedIn or any other professional network, like whatever you use, and always like be proactively communicating to them that if you are facing certain challenge or like things, like have yourself a mentor, and they will really like help you guide through like everything that comes along. And I think like it'll be like a really great journey.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. I think like this was majorly from my end, and like yeah, like I would say like if we collaborate more and like are more like communicative about like these algorithms and like make more informed decisions, then it would be like a really easy win for everyone to understand more about these things and how like these are behaving. And yeah, like we would be able to help each other out and also like make the world like a better place to be in.
Sir, before ending the slide, I just wanted to ask you the last question. Like everyone is now thinking of making their smart homes. We are all surrounded with the devices that can hear us 24/7. So, do you think that is in a way good because if we want to turn on the AC, we don't have to pick up the remote, anything. All the ACs are now coming with voice activation and even other devices. Now we can just by sitting at home, we can start the car so that we can turn on AC. We don't have to go there and such things. So, what do you think? These are more beneficial or making us lazy?
I would say like these are more beneficial. Like it would not be like making you more lazy. Like it would be giving you like more time to focus on like different aspect. Like you can go hiking, you can go like just have a walk around the park, and like everything can be done in itself. Just one thing is there that always like we need to be sure that whatever companies we are operating with, like they are dealing with like all your data and things in a better manner. So that's one thing that we need to be certain of, and these are like obviously there to help. Like nobody would be lazy like by these features. And like if we have these features in the world, then like yeah, as I said, like you can make two other friends, like you can just go out and have a walk in the park, or you don't need to be so much like afraid that your car would be like scorching hot in the sun. You can just like turn on your AC and you can like live a life of comfort. So those things are really helpful, like yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to introduce Dr. Pawanvik sir now. Dr. Pawanvik is a Google certified in digital marketing, having machine learning from Stanford University. He is working in the field of IT from last 25 years. He is reviewer of several international referral journals. He is a mentor of Thrius, the research world. He is member of International Association of Engineers Hong Kong, ISTE, IEEE, IEI, and Computer Society of India. He published technical articles in more than 150 nationals and international journals. He was wide he has wide area of research like AI, ML, IoT, analog signal processing, sensor modeling, water quality monitoring application, and simulation and design. Over to you, sir.
First of all, thank you, you all, and the very energetic and interactive talk with Ashish. And Ashish has covered most of the aspects on AI and ML, and I really some of my doubts are also clear into that because I am currently writing something on AI, not on the application side, but yes, like whether AI overcome the human creativity, or what are the so all these questions already addressed by the Ashish in the previously. So I'm not going to talk more about on it, but yes, I have some questions uh, from the subscribers, those who already send us some questions on while filling their forms. So one of the question, and I would like to call Ashish also to address these questions along with me. So first question that I found is very interesting. Will it be beneficial for our future? So might be these question. This question will be asked from the student side. So they are asking whether this is beneficial for our future. Means more talking about this, how machine learning and AI are useful in the businesses. Yes. So our answer is yes, and it is already covered in the talk that how it is beneficial for your future, because data is an oil, and all to use it in a proper way with a ethical manner, definitely you can create a more creative devices, or not only the devices, the something what we call the applications. Recently we had a talk with the one of the great scientists, Nuno Silva, and we talked about how to make the healthcare devices more actively, because a lot of the students that I found, particularly the lot of the PG and the the PhD doctorate students, they're working on machine learning applications, and most of them I found they have an area of healthcare sector. The biggest challenge with the healthcare sector that we discuss is the clinical trials. You designed something, you have an accuracy of about 90%, 99%, you claimed it in the research papers, but the actuality is the clinical trials, how many clinical trials you have made, which is I think is missing in the particularly for whenever we are doing some research on healthcare sector, because we are just build some application but have not trialed it. So yes, the clinical trial, there where we are introduce R3Us as a collaborating partner, we can connect you with the right people so that they can guide you how to do these trials, because not only the clinical trials but the actual trials on the because the healthcare is one of the area where where the security, or you may say the sensitivity, is very important. So you have to be much care while choosing this area, and you should have a good trials to prove your proof of concept. This is very important. So I saw someone in the literature, they said they have developed a machine learning application for lung cancers, or various kind of cancers or diseases, but whether it actual works, whether it actually used, this is the question. So this is my advice to the doctorate and PhD candidates, particularly PG candidates, to whenever they design something, they should have to use it, try to use it with certain set of data. Yes, whenever you trained it, I understand that you have a limited set of data while training your application, but yes, this this clinical trials will help you out to put it across the world and put it on the table with all. So this is one thing. Another question that someone asks us, Which language to be done for ML, DS, AI? Is Python enough or not? Yes, I think this is a good question. Over to you, Ashish. What do you say? Whether Python is enough for these applications, ML, DS, and AI?
I would say like having Python and R, like at least those two languages like would really help, because like R is more on the mathematical side and Python is more like helping you with the like having code in production like for any company. So like those two are like the very basic to start with.
Yes, yes, and I also agree with him. Although what I suggest all my students, started with the C, because it is a basic, and to learn the syntax in a better way, you have to have good understanding of C, because through from C you can have an good logical interpretation of the problem. You can do it, and then later on you can, when you shift it on the Python, you can learn it easily and quickly. So I think both, but yes, Python is one of the key language that you all have to understand to create some application on AI, particularly not only AI ML, but yes, on IoT side also. If you are working on certain real-time devices, so you, because all the embedded codes, they are written in C, C++ nowadays even. So
Yeah.
so you have to be perfect in C for particularly while and after that Python. So this is again a very good question.
Even like before, I would like to add that like if students or like anyone writes pseudo codes, then that's like the very basic thing. Like even before C, if they learn like how to write pseudo codes and then they jump to C, as you said like correctly, and then they like proceed with other languages.
Yes. So coming to the next question, this is again I found it a good question. By using AI, how can we improve the reliability of medical instruments by diagnosing faults in real time? So medical instruments, as I talked about, see, this is an area which is booming, which is currently trending, but you have to choose it very wisely, and you have to be very accurate while working on, particularly for the healthcare devices, because otherwise it you are all research going into vain. I am current I am also working in these areas from the last 5-10 years, working on very closely on certain projects, but just clinical, some of my projects are also in under clinical trials, but just at the last, clinical trials are the one of the crucial steps while you are designing something on healthcare sector. So be careful about data, as Ashish mentioned in his slides about the data. You have to be more sensitive. Your data should be, and it should be, if you want to make an ethical device, it should be good. So do spend your more time on data cleaning and to understand what is your data, what are the various labels. Do not include unnecessary labels, or means overfitting, underfitting. You have to be take care about these terminologies while designing these applications. So this is very important, and I think a good question. And coming to the next question, how to regulate AI in India? Yes, in India, this also we talked about in the previous slides, previous talk, that how to regulate AI in India. See, AI is something, according to me, AI is something which is, which helping in your life. It is not like a, like Nukul already asked that whether it displaces the jobs or something. No, the answer is no. AI is just here to help you people out. Like already, giving one example by the Ashish that at that time when the programming is developed, I also remember when the calculator is developed. At that time, all mathematicians, they made a strike like these instrument is going to be disturb the mathematics as a whole, and it is not a useful. But nowadays you see how how that application helps you out and ease your life. In the same way, AI applications nowadays, you feel like it is displaces your job, but no, it will increase your efficiency or ease your life. So you should have to adopt it wisely. This is the only message. And how to regulate AI? Yes, it is just like a self discipline, what I say. Obviously the government has to be do something. They can just make some regulatory laws or something, imposing something, rules and regulation or protocols, but still you have to be self-disciplined while using AI. It should not be like you are using it for your, just for a fun. Definitely, you have to be use it as an ethical side of the AI rather than unethical side. Over to Ashish, whether you had to add something in this?
Yeah, definitely. I would say like you made it in the right direction. That always like use AI in the right direction, and only like when needed, like not to unnecessarily like use AI when it's not needed.
Yeah, I remember your topic is why, where not to when not to use machine learning. This is very important. Everyone nowadays they are using machine learning and they are trying to use machine learning anywhere. But yes, you have to be clear about the problem statement, and you have to be, very much sure that you are applying ML and why you are applying that ML in that particular direction. This is very important to understand. So coming to the next question, that is also again a very good question. How to use while teaching differently abled student? For a special kind of students, special education, special students, how this AI and ML will help? Yes, uh, with computer vision and several applications are there nowadays through which the teaching pedagogies get changed, and there are several ways nowadays to taught these kind of special abled students. And yes, like I recently came across one application where you just have to, through your fingers you can identify the objects, and through your gesture you can change the to play the some videos. So for the differently abled persons, yes, and this is one of the important area. Through this I have an idea, and I will definitely through a collaboration project where the people will come across the board and do something particularly for the special or differently kind abled student. So yes, this is one of the very good area where AI and ML should have to be, introduced. What is your thought on this, Ashish?
Yeah, like you said it correctly, and also like different machines and robotic arms and things like that are being developed that can help you like with various parts of your body, like and like help you better manage like your day-to-day lives. So even those things are like good to know and like good to use whenever needed.
Yes, 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 great. So over to the next question. I left with the two questions now. One is roadmap for learning and making projects in the field of AI and ML. What is your roadmap? I think it is already covered in the previous talk. That how do you know start with the machine learning? Obviously, see, this is the learning, and learning is not taught by anyone to how to start. If you want to learn something, you have to be passionate about that thing, and you have to start. Learning and teaching, these are two different things. Teaching is something which anyone can teach, but learning is something which you can learn through your experience or through some somebody else experience. So it's up to you whether you are a good learner or just you have to observer. So being a good learner, I think there is no time. You can start it anytime whenever you. And as rightly correctly said by the Ashish, that there is no degree needed for this particularly for to come into this particular. Yes, it is one of the you may say it's a prerequisite that you need to get it some standard in the job. But otherwise, if you have a skill set, if you know how to working on the machine learning. And yesterday I had a good talk with some HR professionals. They said IT is one of the area where they are throwing money like anything. You have a crores of packages with you if you have a good skill set, because they nowadays they want someone who have a good skill set to work on. And even they are getting good pay rather than the management students. This is something I talked about yesterday. So this is very important. So IT is one of the field, or data science is obviously it is the one of the area of the IT where lot of creativity, or you may say the researches are going on. So this is a good area where you can choose your career. So going to the next question. Yeah, I would like to know how AI and ML will impact the college student and freshers. Yes. So how it impacts the college students and freshers? Obviously, for the freshers, they should have to understand the 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 area where they want to go into, their interest area. Interest area. Why I'm saying there nowadays there are lot many areas where you can choose your skill set. But yes, particularly if we are talking about your interest, because in the interest that will added it with your skill and make it fast. So this is my advice, that whenever you have to choose something, you have to be go with your interest. Where is your interest? If your interest is in coding side, then go with the coding side. If your interest is with the development, or something with the creativity, so you go with that particular angle. So I think in that way you can accelerate the things on in your particular area, and you can gain things early. So these are the certain questions that we have to address, because these questions are asked by uh, the subscribers that already fill the forms, and they want to become a member of the threws also. And I think we have already get late, but at the end I would like to share one slide with you all. That is very important. Just give me a time. Let me share. Nakul, my screen is shared. Okay, is it shared, Nakul?
Yes, sir.
So as let me talk about quickly about threws. What is threws, and how it functioning? I just have to give a quick brief on this. Threws is a one of the international group of scientists and researchers where we are, and it is not it is established in 2014, where a lot of researchers and the researchers and educators and practitioners, they are connected to help the peoples. It is a community basically. So uh, talking about this membership, we have a several membership into this. One is fellow member, which is the highest grade of the membership, where the people are from the diverse background and they are the expert in that particular area. So, and there are the various uh, there are various and that we what call advantages of these joining this fellow membership. You can see it on the web page of the threws. And the another is the student membership. Student membership is for particularly for UG and PG students, and particularly those who have done some remarkable function in the field of research. So this is particularly for them. And the third one is the honorary fellow membership. This is for those who are the experts in this particular field and working in this area from the at least from the 20-25 years. And this fellowship is only provided to those, or while those who applied into this with their CV, and it is discussed with the board members. And if their profile gets selected, we are giving them this honorary fellowship. And for fellow membership also, it is an invitation based. It is not like everyone can take it. Yes, you applied for it, we will see, we will check your credential and everything. If you are capable of managing certain roles, definitely we will provide it to you. And talking about the societies, there are several societies under the threws also. The first society is International Society of Research in Science and Technology, that is ISRST. Another one is the Society for the Professional Scientists. And third one is the Threws Association of India, TAI. And the fourth one is the International Association of Scientists, IAS. Fifth one is the Global Association of Researcher, GAR. And the sixth one, Association of Experienced Scientists, is. And I would like to mention here that Ashish is also one of the chairperson in this Association of Experienced Scientists. And I will show you also on the website. And this there is a one more society, that is seventh Research Society for Science and Technology. All these societies have the different areas and different functioning, and they have the different chairpersons also. You can explore it more about these societies on the Threws web page. And talking about the Threws communities, yes, this is an additional feature recently added for the student communities. We have a Threws AI society, we have a Threws data science community, through healthcare community, through cloud computing community, through ML community, through quantum computing, and environmental community, through big data society, then IoT society. So these are the various communities that we have, and these communities are particularly for the student point of views. They can join any one of the community minded. you can join only one of the community. If you trying to join more than one community, automatically your previous account will be deleted. So the purpose of these communities and how to join these communities already mentioned on our website. You can check it on there. And this is a good platform where initially you have to join our community. After that, once you have done some good jobs or certain events in these communities, and with the experience, we will shift it you on a society. And then after the society, you can apply for the student or fellow membership, or sometimes we will give it honorably to you also, while seeing your profile and your participation into these communities. So this is all about these slides and some introduction to the threws. And now let me show quickly one more thing about Threws, that these communities are already available on our website. You can go and you can check the Threws communities and Threws societies. You can check it here, and similarly membership. And there are various resources like Threws events. Like this is an event which is going on. So there are certain ideathon where the people are coming with the new ideas. So these are the events which are conducting here. Through stock, yes, it is also an exclusive feature of Threws, where we talk with our fellow members, and we will give it after this to the all general public also for their views. And then collaboration projects, yes, collaboration projects are those projects which are currently running with the Threws. And if you want to become a participant, you can click it on and you can check it how you can collaborate with us on various projects. These are the details of some completed projects. We recently added it, so it is under process. So we are continuously adding some completed projects which we already delivered with the some and with the publication also. And then there is a newsletter. It is a monthly newsletter where we have information regarding those people who joined us, and there some the detail of the event that we have done in the month. And blog, yes, this is one of the important section where anyone can contribute. If you have certain good ideas, you can write us back. We will definitely send it to our Threws publication community will take care of this thing, and they will publish it with your name and give you a wide uh, publicity, and across the world people will going to know you. So this is all about the Threws that I would like to talk about. Because so this is all from my side. I think Ashwarya Ashish has done a very good job, and his talk was very nice and very important for and practical. That is the correct word. That is the practical talk where which will help our community to understand what is the exactly meaning of exactly the justification of the topic, like how machine learning and AI used in building a good business strategies and in businesses. So with this word, I think I again want to say thanks to Ashwarya Ashish and Nakul Mani and all other participants who joined us. So definitely you can write us back if you have any questions, any doubts. Definitely we will revert you back with discussion with the if we are unable to cover it in this short time, we will definitely write you back the queries. If you have, you can write us back. So with this word, thank you so much Ashish for your time. Thank you Nakul.
Opportunity,
You
sir,
want to say
for ending
anything
this.
else, or we can just conclude it?
Sir, before ending the meeting, I would like to share our LinkedIn page with our viewers so
Yep.
that they can connect with us.
Yes, please.
This is our Threo's LinkedIn account. You can connect with us and you can send any query that you have.
Yes, please. Please tell. Please go ahead.
So this is our Threo's LinkedIn page. Here you can connect with us and you can ask any question that you have from different fields. We are also going to mention LinkedIn account. You can also apply with your CV here. Dr. Pavanvik sir has introduced a very good thing. If you get a student membership, then you will be provided with a course that Pavan sir has made. That will be a complimentary, you can say, as a gift to them to learn more into AI.
Yes, yes, definitely. I'll give all these courses. These courses are particularly I Okay, if you added this, let me share that screen also to show what kind of courses he is talking about. See, these are the practical courses. Let me show you. These are certain practical courses, and this platform is designed by our students only. So this is very important to know. See, many times many people are coming to me, they ask me how to write research papers. So I designed one special course for them, how to writing a Scopus or SCI based an automated way. Doesn't mean you have to use chat GPT like these stuffs. It is something the way how to write it correctly. So this is a very good course, and I think you have to go ahead. I will give you a voucher if you want to go it for free. You just request me on my personal email ID. I will definitely give you something, some coupon which will through which you can do this course for free also. And this is the designing and implementing blockchain. In this particular course, see how it is different from the others, that I would like to tell only. All other courses are theoretical, they are not giving you some practical aspects, but here you can, here in this blockchain network, I provided you a simulator where you can create your own blockchain, where you can test your blockchain, how it actually works. You have a real understanding of how this blockchain is working. So this is very important, and this is a unique feature of my course. And talking about this course, this is recently added and very important, designing of fuzzy logic. And this is the next word. In the next world, you every application, whatever is AI or ML, they have to be use this fuzzy logic into their system to make it more versatile. So this is very important, and this course, if anyone want to go ahead, and you can, it is this is a platform which is just like a other educational platform. You just have to click on the course, and you can go with the about the course and everything. I am not going to tell here. You just go and check it, what kind of what is the course stuff, how it helps you, what are the and the beauty of this course is this is only 1.5 hour length. So these all are the mini courses, those and for to gain the quick skills. And after the completion of these courses, you will get a government certified certificate also. And similarly for Python, those who are beginner, Python for everyone, starting from A to Z. And these two courses particularly for IoT engineers. Before IoT, that will tell you what are the various sensors which are available to make your IoT devices, and simulation of sensors, beginning of IoT. It means here in this course also it is a practical oriented, where you need not have practical sensors with you. You just can simulate it on various platforms. So the beauty of this course is whatever I have done, I provided it all the things to for you people also to do it your own. So you can, whatever I did in means how I follow the process to do the simulation, you can have a chance to do the same thing with your own. So these are the beauties. And definitely we are coming with some new courses also. Recently we are working on the drone making course, so we are coming with this course in the near future. So over to you, Nukul. Anything add?
Thank you, sir. Before ending the meeting, just to mention that these courses will be available only for the student membership. Those who will be selected for student membership, others can get a discount voucher from sir, but these courses will be exclusively free for the students who got selected.
Okay, thank you again, Ashish. Thank you, Nakul. Thank you, Ashima. Thank you, Ayush. So we will definitely have a good, relationship with the Ashish, and near future definitely we will ask him to give some good talks to on another topics if he wants, basically, particularly.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Nakul.